Hi, my name is Liza Simon, and I'd like to thank you for enrolling in Media and Society. How does media impact society? How do social relationships shape media? Well, this video is to introduce you to the way this course will answer some of these questions and form definitely a teachable moment as well as a really hot topic of the moment. The overview page of the Laulima Media and Society site is what you're looking at right now. This photo was taken at the Hawaii State Capitol in the massive rally at the at the beginning of June, I should say. I hope you were there. If you were, then you're on to a lot of the subject matter that we'll be covering in the course as well. Here we are in the midst of serious problems, and 10,000 people turned out to say we have to break the silence about those problems, which stem from racial injustice, which also affects the pandemic that has been dominating our public sphere ever since almost the beginning of the year. In the midst of all the tumult, we hunger for news and information now, don't we? To keep ourselves safe from threats, safe from a virus against which we have no immunity, safe from a police force which has used brutality against people of color, safe from a general divisiveness in our country, which has made us hunger for information that is reliable. It's made us ask, when it comes to media and society, is it true? That's the question of the day. And that's a pretty tricky question, too, in this time and place also, because not only are we going through this major public health crisis and a social justice crisis, but we're in the midst of information, an information revolution. That's right, an information revolution. We've had pandemics before. 1918 pandemic, you might have heard about that. 102 years ago, over 100 million people's lives were taken in that pandemic. It was very serious, but it did not happen in the midst of an information revolution. So what does that mean? That we now have to figure out what we're going to do about this health threat, what we're going to do about the social injustice crisis, but we want to make sense of it in the midst of a information revolution as well. Making sense of news in the age of coronavirus is one of the themes of our course. Definitely, for one thing, without the information revolution caused by the digital information revolution, we would not have had the trigger pulled on all the outrage that came pouring forth as the result of cell phone video capturing and disseminating on social media platforms the 8 minutes of silence as a police officer knelt on the neck of a black man in custody as he begged for his life. That marinated in people's brains for a couple days as they were staying home, and the result of it was unprecedented outpouring, not only in the U.S., but around the world, demanding an end to racial injustice. So in a way, the information revolution has definitely brought us closer together. It's facilitated this need to break the silence and speak out for ourselves. There's also another side to the information revolution, too, that we'll be talking about, and that is some of the challenges it's presented us with. Let's take a look at some of these posts that went viral on social media, too, and have made people say, well, part of the information revolution is a viral information problem that's almost as harmful in some ways as the virus itself, because it causes people to make bad decisions and to take actions that are not very wise. We have this report here that went viral from a blogger who says that it's just possible that the Wuhan, China virus was not an accident. It was made in a laboratory somewhere to destroy Americans. And that in turn was used by people to scapegoat people of Chinese ancestry in the U.S. And there's been a lot of incidents of unwarranted discrimination against people of Asian ancestry. We've seen that as one of the fallouts of viral information gone viral in a pandemic. So we're at a point right now where our channels for news and our platforms for news are so besieged by different streams of information and doubt and fake news and misinformation and disinformation that the question begs, will we believe real news that we actually need in order to detect danger, in order to connect with one another, in order to divert ourselves into a more hopeful frame of mind, which is what we need in order to go forward. Those are all the challenges that we're going to be talking about. And we're not only going to talk about the challenges because that wouldn't be fun if we just get overwhelmed with the bad news. We're also going to be looking at steps to being a smarter news consumer and news creator. In this day and age, nobody is just a consumer. Nobody is just a creator. We, as a result of the information revolution, we have the power to do both. We have the tools of technology in our hands. So the second half of the semester, we're going to be learning how to use some of those tools. We're going to be podcasting. We're going to be photographing. We're going to be making videos. We're going to be making news stories. And that is really where the rubber hits the road on making use of this digital information revolution and breaking the silence with the tools that are in our hands and going forward and being able to construct meaning out of the problems that we have right now. I want to encourage you to bring your ideas to class. I want to encourage you to think about what you want to write stories about. The essence of this course is storytelling. Every journey is a story and every story is a journey. And now that you have the tools of digital information in your hands, you can seize the moment, a teachable moment, and tell your story, which is very valuable. In fact, it is your legacy. There will be other pandemics. There, unfortunately, likely will be other uprisings against injustice around the world. And what we do today is our legacy. The actions that we take today, if they are successful, will prepare the next generation to take on the same sorts of problems that will reoccur in different ways, perhaps. So we want to teach the next generation by recording our stories. And that is what you'll have the opportunity to do in media and society as well. So we are in charge, definitely, in this day and age. We live in a democracy still, even though our rights to free speech and free press are under attack. We'll be looking at that issue as well. Those rights are still there, ours to claim. They are part of the U.S. Constitution. So there's a lot of work to do and a new day to look forward to. And I want us to do it together with respect and with innovation in mind and with a sense of community in our Zoom classroom, where we'll be meeting regularly on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Bring your ideas, bring snacks. Sorry we can't share them. I do look forward to meeting each and every one of you in Zoom meetings outside of class as well. I'm always available for that. And it's community first, health first, and a new day on the horizon is coming for education and all of our institutions. Let's construct it together. Okay, I'll see you in Media and Society. Bring your great ideas, and we'll make them happen. Aloha.